Marty, why is gym etiquette so difficult for so many people?
Because people don't look at the gym like it's a place of business.
Is that what it is?
They don't look at it like it's a serious place. It's a playground. It's an adult playground for people, or the adult club. That's what they treat it like.
If I had a dime for everybody that tried to tell me how to lift weights, man, it's crazy. Oh yeah. And I sit there, it's okay. You want to give me a piece of advice, okay? And I'll be pleasant and I'll pretend like I'm listening. But holy smokes, what you look like you just showed up here for the first time today. You walking in and telling me how this place works, man. I've been doing this since before you were even a squirm in your daddy's pants.
We got some comments before we bring Oscar Smith. We got some comments coming from the side here. That Greek plumber says, "Thank you." Yeah, he says, "Thank you, brother, for saying that, brother." A lot of people just hold up gym equipment, and Marty, yeah, and I think Oscar probably tuned in that as well. We all need to remember, focus on yourself. The gym don't every session is progressing, and people only look at the gym as it's their gym. That's pretty funny here. Oscar, do you have those same challenges as people walking into the gym just acting like they own the place? Oscar,
he's got a delay.
The gym is, sorry?
Do you find that people walk around the gym like it's your place? Do you find that people come around the gym acting like it's your place?
That was always the case.
Yeah.
It's what John said, that, and Marty as well. You go to the gym and then everyone looks at you, they size you up, and they think like you don't know what you're doing, and they want to they own the gym. And it's like a human need of people need to feel a little bit inferior, because John's a big guy, Marty's in great shape, yourself as well, Keith. People want to belong, and they feel that you impede on that. So when people do go to the gym, they size each other up. Women do the same thing. So a lot of them have attitudes or chip on their shoulders, which happens. And it's just a normal thing where people want to just engage in conversation also with you. The gym used to be a big social scene, I remember back in the 90s. And it was a great thing where you developed like a family there. You had a workout partner or friends and stuff like that. And it made you feel good because you felt better every time you went into the gym. People would say, hello, hey, how you doing? Hey, can I get a set in with you and whatnot? And it's very true what Marty said about people just on their phones and just completely not cognizant of other people at all. It's not your own gym. Clean up after yourself. Wipe the equipment down. It doesn't take much to do that. Have your sweat all over the place. If everyone did that, the place would smell disgusting.
And you can politely control these situations, because Marty, what you said is so true. People, you go up to a machine. Hey, how many sets you got? Oh, I got 3 more. And then they go back looking at their phone. And so my thing will be, hey, perfect. I'd like to do 3 sets. Also, when you're looking at your phone, please stand up so I can use the machine. And then when I'm done, you can use the machine. And usually just with that simple explanation, they'll hit the bricks.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, let's get to our main topic of the day here, guys, which is around 3 tips for staying confident and consistent stay focused and confident during career transitions. So here's a good stat for us. 45% of professionals feel unprepared to make a significant career change, citing lack of confidence and uncertainty as major barriers. We hear the word often about imposter syndrome or not having the confidence to move forward. Oscar, you transitioned from an athlete to detective to entrepreneur using skills from your past. Oscar, how did those past experiences in athletics and law enforcement help you now succeed as a gym owner? What do you use yesterday to wake up and accentuate what you're building today? Oscar.
What happened is that when I was an athlete and being in great shape, like that of John and Marty and yourself, there's certain people look up to you for guidance. Like I'm sure John goes to the gym and people look at him and saying with Marty, hey, I want to look like what I was saying before. People want to say, I want to be in better shape. I just don't know how or how to do so and afraid to get that. So what I did, I took my athletic background and put it towards the police department, because I used to lifeguard for 16, 18 years on the beach. And I met a cop and he said, look, you're not happy being a phys ed teacher. You can always quit if you don't like it. Go be a cop. And then if you don't like that job, you can quit that job and do something else. And that's the whole thing. Don't be afraid to try something. You know, like, this doesn't work for me, and then leave and go do something else. And that's the thing that holds a lot of people back. That fear of, I don't want to go through that transition, doing something for a couple of years and then trying to move on to something else. And all of a sudden that doesn't work out, because then you feel like you're jumping from fling the thing from one job to the next. And that's the thing when I look at people, when I was interviewing for my staff at the gym, how many jobs have you had in the past 3 years? You see someone on their resume and they had 6, 7 jobs in 3 years. Maybe that's not a person who wants to stay with you and grow with you. The fear is the thing that kind of gets a lot of people when it comes to transitioning from one job to the next. It's that fear they have within themselves. And that's the biggest problem to overcome that. You don't know if you like something until you try it. but you also have to give it enough time to say, okay, this works for me or this doesn't.
Yeah. Johnny.
Yeah, when it comes down to it, making a change, especially in a career. And on this show, we're all about, hey, let's pursue those big dreams. And if you're in a job you don't like, let's start working on the side hustle a couple hours a day. And if you're feeling uncomfortable, if you're feeling scared, that tells you you're doing the right thing, because if you're comfortable, you're not going to grow. We don't grow when we're comfortable. We grow when we're uncomfortable. And so if you're thinking about making a change and you feel uncomfortable, you need to follow that, because that's what's going to take you where you want to go.
Yeah. Hey, Marty, you got some thoughts for Oscar?
Oh, no, definitely. And I like how you were open to change as well. A lot of people, they get stuck in their ways. You've been doing something for a certain amount of years, and that's always, so a lot of people are just afraid to make that leap because they're scared to be uncomfortable. They don't want to do anything else. So definitely proud of you for that.
Yeah, we got some comments coming in from the side here. We have what do we got here? We have that Greek plumber. I own my own plumbing business. At 26, I was first security guard before I made my move. Well done, that Greek plumber. And W. Michael says, adopt a state of observing as opposed to judgment, and this is why self-control. This is why. So, Oscar, how did maintaining physical fitness? How did that help you manage the mental challenge of changing jobs? We subscribe obviously to taking care of the fitness, the physical self, and the mental self. But as you were taking care of yourself,
what happens is that when you
how did that help you?
Change jobs. When you change jobs, mentally you have to prepare yourself that you're starting a new career. And it's very hard for people to leave that mindset of the old career or the old job they had. And the same with the camaraderie you built with other friends or employees or, say, coworkers. The biggest problem when you change careers is that you start off new. And that's the thing people have to understand. You are a whole new person. It's like having a brand new car or a brand new boat. And you're like, okay, this is a whole new thing. So I'm going to have to make a whole new impression on people that I work with. So mentally, it's stressful on people when they change jobs because you're starting all over. It's like the kid in a new school. Who's going to like me? Who's not going to like me? And then you have that self-doubt. And I want everyone to know is that I'm married to one of the top agents in the world for modeling. And in my wedding, I had more gay, transsexual, stuff like that. I used to be a doorman back in the 90s at a gay club as well. So I love the gay community. And when I use those words and whatnot, it comes from the love that I have. Just want to touch upon that for myself, for everyone to know that. Open to anyone and everyone and whatever you live your life. And that's important, to be who you are. And I've been to many pride parades and everything else like that with my wife. And my wife was actually given away by Ming Lao Tao, who owns the #1 agency in Brazil called Ming Management. And he's a full-on transsexual and stuff like that. And he goes on vacation with us. So I want everyone to know, embracing people for who they are, that's how I see everyone. I see everyone as an equal, never nothing. And those words I used before, that was in the 90s. So it's just that me saying that it was funny. It was a way you just, and it's something you have to overcome as a challenge. And it's very hard for you to understand that you're starting off new and you always want to put your best foot forward. Awesome.
Oscar, let's talk about the contrarian side of things. So some people say it's just too late. It's too old to make a change. I've been doing this thing forever. I don't want to make a career change. I don't know if I can do it. I'm just too old. I can't do it. Anderson, I'm looking at you, man. I'm rolling over. I've been doing this too long. I'm miserable at it, but you know what? I got a few more years and to hell with it. I'm just going to grind it out. John,
cut me loose, baby. Cut me loose on this. This one.
Guys on your doors who are like, I need some help, man, because I'm stuck. And you're like, all right, buddy, go at it, Mr. Anderson.
Yeah. Here's the thing. First off, we're all capable of doing whatever we want at whatever age we want. And people come to me in their 60s and they're like, man, I don't think I can still gain muscle. I said, you're just doing it wrong. But when it comes down to it, when people see other people do it, my career is a perfect example. Yeah, 42 years old, I became a pro bodybuilder. And I became a pro bodybuilder very quickly. And so I think when people feel so limited, it's because they're watching other people. They're surrounded by other people who believe that they're limited. So they adapt these thoughts. When you get rid of these limiting beliefs and you realize that you're capable of doing whatever you choose to based upon what level of sacrifice you're willing to put forward, the world changes. And I shouldn't say the world changes. The world opens up. It becomes your playground.
Yeah, very true. Marty, what are your thoughts on this, pal? What are you saying to somebody who's like, I'm stuck, I'm too old, I don't need to make any changes, I'm good with what I got right now, and then they sit around, they just go through life not hitting it? Marty, what are you saying to that person that says to themselves, I'm just too old? Marty.
I say this, man, at 2024, you can find an example of whatever you're trying to do. So if you want to build muscle in your 50s and 60s, it's millions of guys and millions of girls doing that, right? If you want to become a plumber, start your own plumbing business in your 40s, it's people doing that. All you got to do is get on social media. We got YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. You can find that source of inspiration. And if someone else did it, why can't you? They're probably not more special than you. And a lot of times there's someone who has more clout than you. They making more money than you because you're scared to put yourself out there. And that right there should piss you off, if anything.
Let me piggyback that real quick, Marty. That's so true. For those, if you want to make this real simple, for those of you that want to make that change, go find someone who has done what you want to do. Let them show you the roadmap, because it's literally, if someone can say, this is you got to go A to B, B to C, and they show you how to do it, they've done all the discovery for you. All you got to do is follow the directions. It's like baking a cake.
Absolutely.
That's right. We got some comments coming in from the side. We got Robert Hunt, our good guest, Robert Hunt, joining us here today. Good morning, guys. Life is better when you own it. So true. Surround yourself with people who will support the fact that you are a 10. That's exactly it. And we got Rick joining us as well, saying, I found that people are afraid of change because it's uncomfortable. Discomfort is the price of admission to a meaningful life. And as we work up towards this last segment of the show here, Oscar, wrap up some last comments to you. What do you say to somebody, Oscar, that says, I don't have the luxury just to pick up and make a change? Oscar, you've been fortunate to make a few changes in your life. What are you saying to that person that says, I don't have the luxury to change? Oscar Smith.
That basically, it's what the woman just said. You want to be out of your comfort zone. You don't want anything easy. Starting a business is never easy. And I explain it to everyone, who grew up with themselves through college and whatnot. It's not an easy thing in life. No one gets any free rides. Some do, but it depends on what you do with it. And the majority of people, believe it or not, a transition in their midlife crisis area. Basically, so in their late 40s, early 50s, they have a midlife crisis and they're like, okay, I don't want to be a lawyer anymore. I want to turn around and become a motorcycle guy. And that was actually my personal physician. He turned around and went from being this high doctor to being this biker kind of dude. And it was wild. Doctor anymore. I want to be a motorcycle mechanic. I want to open up a motorcycle shop. And he was like 60 years old. And I was like, God bless you, brother. Good for you. You want to change and do something, like this is what's inside of you. And that's like what John said. Find a mentor. Find someone who's done something that you are interested in and learn from them. That's the key. Don't think you're just going to wing it watching YouTube videos or reading everyone's Instagram posts about how successful they are. Now, a lot of people think it's so easy and they quit right away. I've been doing this now 21 years with my gym, having a dual career. When I was a cop, and I'm working, owning a gym. And people don't understand, it's work. It's hard work. Like John, you being a bodybuilder, it's hard work. There are days I'm sure you don't want to go to the gym. Marty, I'm sure there are days you don't want to go to the gym. Keith, same thing. There's days you don't want to do the show. But that's you putting in that work. And that's
it. We have Oscar Smith joining us here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends here. It's 8:47 Eastern Time, coming with a protein break. We got John Anderson coming with a lifestyle tip. Oscar, I appreciate you joining the show today, my friend. We'll get you in the comments. We'll get you in the feeds here. We're gonna invite you back for another conversation, Oscar.